Hey Sisteritas, Jessica Jarris. Welcome back to the Sisterita Club. Welcome if you are new here. I am welcoming myself back to doing a video since it's been 4 months. It feels like it's been a week, but I am super excited to be back and posting videos and just love the community that we have together. So this video, what I want to share is I want you to be able to meet Samuel. And I want to share with you a little bit about my birth story and how we've seen God work through all of that. So sit down, enjoy a cup of coffee. I've got my hot tea right here. And I just want to be able to kind of just be vulnerable and share with you all that we have experienced in this last 4 months. So sweet little Samuel, he is our last baby. He's our 5th child. We have a range from 15, our oldest son, Stephen, all the way down to Samuel, and then we have 3 girls in between. And he's 6 weeks. He was born May 16th, and we named him Samuel. We also have a Hannah. So if you're familiar with the story of Samuel and Hannah in the Bible, you'll definitely appreciate the meaning behind both of their names. But I wanted to encourage you with the Bible verse, 1 Samuel 12:24, and I'm going to read it straight from the Abide Bible, which I love, and I've done a review on this, but the verse says, "Only fear the Lord and serve him in truth with all of your heart, for consider what great things he has done for you." So I'm definitely going to make that the theme of Samuel's life and my prayer over him, that I'm going to be praying that Bible verse. So I wanted to encourage you, Sisteritas, if you don't have a specific verse for any one of your children or your husband or your niece, nephew, a friend, pick a specific verse that means a lot to you that you think would be meaningful in their life, and pray that one verse for them throughout their entire life. So just a little suggestion. I think it is really sweet. And I have one for each one of my children. So this is Samuel. So it's been 4 months, as I mentioned, since I've posted, and I'm here to go the long haul with you, Sisteritas. Thank you for your prayer. Ooh, that was a big burp. Thank you for your prayers in the middle of that 4 months. I know that you all were very active on our Sisterita Club page on Facebook, and you've been praying, and I have not stopped praying. So we've been praying a lot for this big guy, or little guy, I should say. But in any event, 2 months before I gave birth to him, so 2 months into the 4 that I've been out on this hiatus, because I'm 40, it was a very high-risk pregnancy, 5th C-section, and he was showing really weird measurements on our ultrasounds, because I would do an ultrasound each week, and then at the end of the week, I would do a stress test. So that was couple those 2 doctor's appointments with the other kids on top of my full-time job, and my job was a lot going on, so it was very stressful there. So with all of that being said, at like 28 weeks when I went to, or 20 weeks, I'm sorry, when I went to the normal scan, he was great. Like everything was fine. They're like, just keep coming back. So then at the 28-week scan, I come back and he was measuring at 27, in the 27 percentile. And they're like, oh, he's healthy. He's doing well, but he's like on the lower side, but he's still really good. So my husband and I are like, that's kind of weird, because my husband's like 6'3", and I mean, I'm just an average height, but all of our other kids were measuring like not in the 90th percentile, but above 27%. So we were like, that's kind of weird. And everything else checked out with my amniotic fluid, blood flow, all that kind of stuff, placenta. So we're like, okay, so just keep moving forward. My job's really stressful. I'm like, okay, I got to keep him in the oven. So then I get to the 28 weeks, or no, that was the 28 weeks, he was at 27 percentile. I don't know. We go in like 32 weeks or something. We go 4 more weeks and come back, and he is he dropped. He was at the 10 percentile. And we were like, oh my gosh. And he had a 1% femur. Like his femur was measuring at 1%. So we're like, what is going on? That's kind of scary. But then in the back of your mind, we're also thinking, well, those ultrasounds, there's lots of errors with those ultrasounds. The measurements could be off, and there's so much that could happen. So no big deal. But then the doctor said, well, we're going to have to keep an eye on him, because we did the genetic testing. It showed that he didn't have Down syndrome, but he could have had what was called skeletal dysplasia, which means that depending on the severity of it, he could have just like been born and not lived longer than a few days, depending on the severity of that. And my husband and I, there was nothing that we could do. We just had to continue praying and just trusting that God would provide him to be healthy, and if he wasn't right, just that God would help us walk through it, and that we would love him and we'd be grateful for the child that God gave us. And I think that was like the real big prayer request, because sometimes we can pray for a miracle and God does answer, but then sometimes God has another plan for us, and we need to walk through that, as difficult as it is, but we'll see him in that and give him the glory for that. So that was definitely something that was interesting to kind of grasp our minds with, right? And so then like 4 weeks later, we go back, and he went back up to the 27th percentile. So we're like, okay, great. Then like 2 or 3 more weeks, we come back. It's like all kind of being muddled in my mind. We come back, and he then dropped back below to like the 9th percentile. And I'm like, okay, this is not cool. This is not cool. And then the doctor's like, okay, he could be a stillbirth if we keep him going longer. And what's interesting, now this is where we definitely see God, is because I was having so much stress at my work. Like even the people that I lead were just commenting like, Jessica, this is so much stress, what we're experiencing right now. We just have like lots of changes, but I love my job and the team that I work with, my manager. Like it's an amazing blessing. But you know, with anything, you go through certain times where it was just stressful and a lot going on. So I just wanted to give birth, and I just said, Lord, you will allow Samuel to come when it's the perfect time for him to come, and you're just going to lead and guide, and I trust you in all of this. But also I want to break. I can't keep going every day. It's so stressful at work, but I just trust you. So we go back to the doctors, and when he's in the 9th percentile, he was at 37 weeks. So, that was a whole nother thing I forgot to mention. When I first got pregnant, I knew exactly like my cycle, everything. And I entered it into this app, and it said that I was, a certain date. And then the doctor measured our date differently. So the app said that I was like 37 weeks, but the doctor was saying I was at 38 weeks. So there's always a week difference. So then I'm always thinking, is he measuring small because of that 1 week difference? So that was like a whole nother thing. But in any event, when he was at 37 weeks, according to my plan, 38 weeks, according to the doctors, he pulled up at 9% and percentile. And the doctor said, you know what, given your age, given that this is kind of funny, let's go. And I guess it's called fetal, like there's like fetal growth. Like he's not growing the way that he should be in the womb. Let's go ahead and take him early. So take him essentially 2 to 3 weeks, whichever measurement of time it really was, we'll take him early. And I had to have a C-section. So I'm like, yes, let's do it. I get to leave work early. Love my job, definitely going back, but I just really, in my mind, I was just ready to just give birth. So we gave birth to Samuel. He was super healthy. Everything was good. And what was crazy was they were thinking that he was just 5 pounds and that he was going to be this like little tiny guy. Well, he was early, but he was 6 pounds, 8 ounces, which was a great weight for him. And he was 17 inches long, and he was just so healthy and looked perfect. If anybody's ever heard of like a weird measurement and all that kind of stuff, just be focused on the Lord and just understand that he is still creating your baby on the inside, and he will bring your child to fruition, and just keep trusting in him. Every child is a blessing, and just remember that. My first son, long story, but he had intestinal issues, and we prayed through him. He went to the NICU. God healed him. He's definitely a miracle. So just let God be God and lead and guide you. And whatever journey you're on, he will take care of you, and he will provide for you. And so he was born a little bit early, but he was healthy, and he stayed in the NICU a little bit because he was shaking, and they thought that he might have had a low blood count or blood sugar count, but that ended up leveling it out. And they were just like, oh, he's just a baby. So, you know, he'll kind of mature in that area. And so we've been loving him ever since. And my recovery was definitely a lot more difficult. Just 5 C-sections, and I had my tubes removed, and just having 4 other kids, it's been a lot. But I'm excited and happy that I'm fully up and going and healthy, and we've got our sweet baby Samuel, and it was a wonderful wonderful birth. And I wanted to come on. I wanted to say hi. I wanted you to see Samuel. I wanted to give you the reminder of the Bible verse for your child. And I wanted to encourage you, Sisteritas, wherever you're at, because it was difficult for my husband and I to come to grips. I don't want to say difficult, but I mean, you know, it's a challenge where you have to come to grips and say, God, I'm trusting that you are going to help me to have a healthy baby, or to heal whatever could be wrong, or carry me through this. But also, if I don't have a healthy baby, if we have challenges, walk me through that and give me the joy that only you can give, that I know that you will, and allow me to be well within my soul with that, and trust you, and to continue to be grateful for all that you've given to us. So God is so good. So here we are, and I love you, Sisteritas. Just wanted to pop on. I will be on full force. Let's go over our prayer Bibles. Let's dive into the Word. Let's do lots of fun things. Comment below on what you'd love to see, and comment below how you've been in the last 4 months. So I love hearing all that you've shared, and if you have any questions for me, comment below and share that as well. So I love you, Sisteritas. I'll talk to you soon. Bye. You want to give a kissy kiss? Bye-bye. A kissy kiss. Alrighty, bye, Sisterita. Say bye.